Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Dychronic, your host here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be showing the weekly reset for Season of the Worthy. It is the first day, March 10th, first day of the new DLC for Season of the Worthy. New DLC, new stuff to do, new triumphs, new looks. There's a lot of new things we're going to be talking about in this particular reset video. Obviously, we're going to be talking about the regular reset, all the Nightfalls, the Crucible, Gambit, everything that has reset, but I'm also going to be showing you off a kind of basic startup stuff for the new DLC. So we'll just be showing the first steps of a lot of the different things, you know, talking to Zavala, talking to Saint 14, giving you a kind of overview of the things that I have noticed they have changed. But we will not be getting in depth with everything, so to not spoil things, and I just don't have the time to make all of that for this video. So first and foremost, when you log into Destiny 2, you're gonna get a cutscene. Now we've seen a lot of these cutscenes before, or parts of this cutscene in trailers, but we actually get to see the full intro to this DLC. Basically, the Cabal, Red Legion have given up, so what they're doing is they're just driving the Almighty straight into the Earth and letting it crash land into Earth, hopefully destroying Earth. And basically, they just disable the controls and just let it drift into Earth, and that's how space works, so that's what they're planning. So the whole DLC, I assume, is going to be over the next few months. We're going to be trying to stop it by donating something, I don't know. But from what it seems like, we need to be powering up or giving Arsenal to Rasputin to help us do that. Now, there are a lot of things going on. I can't hope to cover all of them, but I'll try to cover as many things as I've already found and show you the first steps. So firstly, when you log in, you're going to have a bunch of new milestones, including the beginning Eververse quest, where you just talk to Tess Everest. She'll give you the Luminous Engram. Pretty straightforward, pretty much the same as last year. We'll also have a Saint 14 talk for Trials of Osiris, which is going to be coming this Friday with Saint 14 and of course Zavala. So let's go ahead and go do those. Alright, so for the most part, I don't expect this to actually give me anything, but I just wanted to open it. I mean, by give me things, I mean like something new. So let's just see if it gives me... oh, no, that's opulence. I was gonna say. That's new to me, but like, that's opulence. Whoa, what are the... Okay, we're gonna come back to Eververse. I just wanted to open that. There's a lot of cool stuff going on here. Alright, so the first thing you're gonna want to do when you enter the DLC is go to Zavala and skip everything that he's saying and then accept whatever that he has. We gotta go to Mars, talk to Anna Bray, and she'll probably start us on the new Seraph PvE event, which I assume is kind of like Escalation Protocol. On top of that, let's just take a look at his inventory. Obviously, he has some new things. There's a lot of new things, honestly. Like the fact that all the emblems can track a bunch of different stats now is an entirely new system that I'll be going over in just a little bit. It seems like the new ritual weapon doesn't seem to exist. Doesn't seem like they have a new ritual weapon, which is very odd. I already have this emblem, so I don't need this emblem again, but I'm very confused, actually. I don't know what's going on. Apparently there's no ritual weapons this season? Yeah, that's what it seems like. That is actually very puzzling. Now, I know that they haven't talked about new ritual weapons. They haven't spoiled that at all, but the fact they're not doing it at all, even though last season was pretty bad, that's surprising. They're gonna have some backlash for this for sure. See, now I have a Prime Engram from last season. I wonder if this is gonna roll with a higher... Oh, hey, that's a new thing. That's the new pool, which means it must have new stats. What they said is that the new Prime Engrams will have a higher total stat roll, and that's a 59 with a huge spike in mobility. Wow. So yeah, this looks like if you saved up your Prime Engrams, they would have a higher stat roll, and that is definitely true. A 59 is pretty good. The highest I've ever seen is a 66 base, but that's pretty good. Yeah, you know, I'm a Titan, I got 30 mobility on my chest piece. When they said they have spikier distribution, they meant it. They really did meant it. Moving on to Saint 14, same as Zavala. You just want to skip everything he says. Listen to it on your second character if you want. He's gonna get you started with the Trials of Osiris, which does start on Friday. My assumption is that you don't have to do anything until you actually get to that point. So basically what I understand here from Saint 14 is the only quest is you have to get to 960 power because the Trials of Osiris will be power level enabled just like Iron Banner is. However, the artifact will not count for Trials of the Osiris. Well, it actually will for the first week, but That seems like that's the only quest right now until next Friday when the actual Trials of Osiris launches. With the main stuff out of the way, let's talk about some miscellaneous things that I saw along the way. First of all, the quest screen has changed. They've added categories in order to make it so it's easier to procrastinate on certain things that I've kind of forgotten about. Like these past items, you can kind of organize it so it's not all in your face all at one time. And overall, they've given it a new, sleek, brand new look. You know what, I think I'm just going to claim these on the stream, which, if you did not know, I actually live stream on Twitch, and I'll be doing some Destiny 2 live streaming of the new DLC right after I finish this reset video. So make sure you check that out. We're having a lot of fun just grinding through the first parts of this event, probably grinding out that PvE activity and learning what's going on. Next up, let's show very briefly the Season of the Worthy Season Pass. It's going to be pretty much like last time. If you've got the paid version, which is the bottom track, which comes with, I believe, the annual pass for this particular one. If you claim the first package, you get a full set of the gear, and you also get the Tommy's, I wanted to say throwing knife, but it's the Tommy's matchbook. That's what it was. The Tommy's matchbook, which is an auto rifle at 720. People were telling me that it was a submachine gun at 900, but it is a 720 auto rifle. So let's just take a quick look at what this thing does. Its main perk here, Ignition Trigger. Sustained fire with this weapon overheats it, increasing the damage but burning the user. So it's like you can damage yourself, but you can also damage the enemy, which is a cool idea. And on top of that, I don't know why they put it down here when it could be up here. The other perk, the exotic trait, overheat damage is reduced while not aiming down sights. So it encourages you to blind fire. An interesting choice. We'll be using this a whole bunch in the stream that I mentioned before. Yeah, why not? Let's just do this. Put all the 969 armor because I was missing one piece of 970. Not a terrible looking armor set, but I look forward to the actual ornaments, which I hope desperately is going to be that Russian hat looking set that the hunter has, the Russian hat. Ugh, I really wish it had. I'm just going to quickly go through these to see if I spot anything interesting. Just really quick here. This is for the new submachine gun, I assume. There's the Tommy's matchbook. Yeah, it does look like the ornaments are going to be for that set we saw in pictures. There's a new shotgun. What is this type? It's a lightweight shotgun. We got some ships across the bottom, more ornaments, more exotics. Just checking it very briefly, just trying to see if I see anything interesting. There's a new sparrow. Let's just take very quickly a look at this thing. That looks very, very nice. Oh, this is the ornament for that submachine gun we saw earlier. We have an ornament for the shotgun. Here's the helmet that I'm looking forward to. We have the None Shall Pass thing, which is obviously a Gandalf reference, and then obviously we have the ornament for the Tommy's machine gun, which doesn't even fit on the page, which is very fun. Overall, I'm not really that excited about this season pass. I remember last time we got to see a ghost with a mohawk, and this sparrow is not really that great. So I'm a little disappointed by the season pass, but let's move on. By the way, how do I get my artifact? Unlock the seasonal artifact by completing the quest into the mine lab. So you get the seasonal artifact for just doing the campaign section, so that makes sense. So I'm not going to claim my bounties until I get my seasonal artifact, so we can count for that stuff as well. All right, something else that I noticed is actually quite interesting is that you can actually apply a bunch of different stat trackers to a lot of different emblems now. You can see all of the emblems have been reset, whatever they track, because you can customize each one of them. Currently, this emblem, which you couldn't track anything with, is currently tracking the amount of kills that I have in Destiny 2, which is nearly 700,000 kills. My goal for Destiny 2 is to get to 1 million kills, which is gonna be quite the grind. But we are going for at least 4 years into Destiny 2, so I probably will get it. So, anyways, emblems. Each one of the emblems can now be customized with a plethora, like an absolute huge plethora of different things. You can put how many season pass ranks you got this season, different types of final blows and kills or whatever. The Crucible, just getting triumph score you can put on here. You can put so many different things. Oddly, they don't count everything that you've done up to this point. A lot of these are just for this season. Like, for example, this is just for this season, season 10 and onwards. Some of them say season 9 and onwards, like the strike ones with certain champion kills is season 8 onwards. So I'm disappointed that they don't count all of them because I have a lot of time in this game and I would have liked to display that in my emblems. But this is a new system. As you play the DLC, you'll see a lot of these numbers move upwards, and I'm a little confused by a lot of these different sections. Oh, actually, you know what? Crucible career. Okay, great. I was gonna say, hey, they got a career thing, and no, there's still a bunch of things. But anyways, that's what I've noticed. Something else that's very important to know is that there are actually 2 new seals for this season. One for the regular stuff, the Almighty, the seasonal thing, and the other one is gonna be for the Trials of Osiris. Just very quickly, these are all going to be pretty straightforward. Legendary Lost Sectors. There's not actually a collections badge in here too, so you don't actually have to get all the collections, which is very odd. I don't imagine that this is going to be very difficult. It seems like this is a pretty easy badge to get. Oh, hold on a second here. It says 0 out of 7. I see 6 options. They're gonna hold out on us till the end of the season. This one is gonna be for Trials of Osiris, which is pretty straightforward. Pretty much winning, getting flawlesses and all that whatnot, and passages. So that's another seal that seems pretty straightforward and easy as compared to previous ones that required you to get like 21 different things and 23 different things. On top of that, I also noticed this thing over here, a stat tracker, which is an expanded version of the emblem thing that I showed you earlier. Beyond that, obviously in the seasonal section, there's going to be a season 10 section with a bunch of new triumphs to complete for this season. Some of these are giving you 0 triumph score for some reason, and some of these are not. There is actually going to be a collections badge for this season. So if you wanted to, oh wait, no, this is for the Trials of Osiris. So if you wanted to take a look at some of the items before they're even existing, like the new weapons, you can actually go to the collections badge because they're fully available to take a look at. For example, the new aggressive frame shotgun, if you wanted to know what kind of weapon it is, I don't know why this is here, you can see what it looks like straight from the collections, which, you know, is pretty cool, but for the most part, we already knew what a lot of those things look like. I don't see anything for the standard parts, so there's nothing for the standard season. It seems like there's only a Trials of Osiris badge, which is very odd. They usually have badges for the new seasonal stuff. Moving on to the regular reset, we're gonna get started with the Nightfalls. The first thing I wanted to talk about before I talk about the different Nightfalls is the new Grandmaster difficulty, which is not actually released currently. That's gonna release on April 21st. Very special difficulty that allows you to get more common Ascendant Shards. Instead of it being uncommon, it's actually a common drop, meaning that I'm pretty sure you're guaranteed to get it to drop every single time. It is a 1060 Grandmaster difficulty. Give you an idea, the max pinnacle cap will be 110, plus maybe like 20 to 30 power advantage. You're still going to be significantly underleveled, which is pretty difficult. My assumption is that this number will stay here for the next few seasons as we work our way upwards, trying to get or do Grandmaster more easily, but it seems like a very difficult activity. On top of that, one of the modifiers is called Prime Modifier, which is like 5 different modifiers all at once, on top of like limited revives, extinguish, and all of the champion stuff along the way. So Grandmaster seems kind of ridiculous, I gotta be honest with you. It's gonna take a lot of planning. For the regular stuff of the Nightfall, for the ordeal this week, which can actually just be done on Master, well, not until you get your power up, but it will be for Inside Terminus. That's going to be the Scion Vex kind of guy at the end, dropping the Long Goodbye Sniper Rifle. For the regular resets, first of all, we have Pyramidium, the Sniper Hobgoblin, dropping the Silicon Aroma, Will of the Thousands, the Zol Strike, and that's going to be the Worm God at the end, dropping the Worm God Incarnation Transmit effect, and finally Broodhold. That's going to be the Witch Girl that kind of splits into a Dark Self and a regular self, and she does not have a Nightfall unique drop. The highest scoring Nightfall is probably going to be Will of the Thousands, and the fastest one is probably going to be Pyramidium. That's my best guess. The heroic modifier for this week will be Arc Singe. Whenever it's Arc Singe, that means everything will be Arc Singe all at the same time. Moving on to the rotating Crucible playlist. Wow, they've actually changed the backgrounds here. I like to see the Trials of Osiris here with the Iron Banner on the side. That's actually nice. I've noticed the Empyrean Foundation has disappeared. I assume during the weekend we'll see Trials of Osiris right here in that same place. For the rotating playlist, for the rotating playlist this week, we have Clash, kind of like just Team Deathmatch. For the other one, we have Showdown, 4v4 teams. It's elimination, but with revives, getting points back if you revive your teammates. As for Reckoning this week, it will be the Likeness of Oryx. If you're looking to get some spare rations, you want to get your God rolls for PvP, it's still really great. It will be available this week, and like I said, it's Arc Singe with Heavyweight actually today, so if you want to do Reckoning, great way to do it is Wordcliff. You will destroy everything. Oh, look at that! Oh, I didn't even know this. Anyways, moving on to the Flashpoint. I actually did not know there's like a public event like thing for Seraph Towers all over the world and different planets. But that's what it seems like it is, and it's a 980 activity, which is well, it will be easy. It's hard at the current moment. Anyways, the flashpoint will be on IO, completing public events, lost sectors, heroic adventures to complete this as fast as possible. And it does look like there will be multiple planets with this new Seraph event activity. Surprisingly enough, Mars doesn't currently have it, but the other planets do have it. I assume you gotta go to Anabre to get this all set up on Mars, though. And because we're already here, let's talk about it. Mars Escalation Protocol. This week it will be the SMG. That's because last week was the shotgun, and next week will be the sniper rifle. Moving on to the menagerie, as I called it last time, we have Aranuk, beloved by Callus, the big ogre dude, which actually has a positive modifier in the heroic version. A great week to get a bunch of triumphs done. For the regular mode, obviously we have Arc Singe, like I mentioned, is going to be everywhere when there's Arc Singe. For the heroic difficulty modifiers, we have Extinguish, Grenadier, positive modifier, like I mentioned, Famine, and Solar Singe. And again, a lot of the best weapons in the game can be found in the menagerie, and you can get the best versions of these weapons very easily because of the Chalice system. Highly recommend you do it if you don't have those things. Moving on to the, look, there's one on the moon too. Look at that. Moving on to the moon, talking about the nightmare hunts. First of all, you've got Skolas, you've got Zydron, and you've got Tanix. So if you want any one of these, it is available this week. As for the Garden of Salvation challenge, this week it will be to the top, which is in the third encounter of the raid. Complete this challenge, you'll need to deposit 10 motes at a time to summon the boss for DPS, and you cannot deposit less than 10 motes each time, otherwise you fail. So just do it in sets of 10 instead of doing the 5, 10, 10, 5 thing that normal people do. Moving on to Eververse's inventory, showing off all the new stuff that is available for Bright Dust, as well as the seasonal stuff. We've got a lot of stuff to cover here. So first and foremost, let's talk about the new stuff. Glimmer Shard. Shard gives you the ability to generate glimmer during combat, which is a new version of Rainmaker. I assume that they haven't destroyed Rainmaker, but this one does in fact cost Bright Dust, so that has to be taken into consideration. The other one is going to be Scavenger's Boon, device ability to create planetary materials. I assume it depends on which planet you're on or which type of enemy you're shooting, but that is available as well. You've got some new stuff, Keep It Clean. Actually, that is an old one from previous season. The Simulations Shell, which I actually never got to see, which is very cool to see that this is still available in rotation, and some of that other stuff. As for the other Bright Dust section, we have the Playground Ride, an emote that I highly recommend. It's a very fun new emote. We've got a lot of other stuff that we have seen multiple times. This Ghost Shell, which looks baller as hell, but only has a Treasure Hunter Speed Demon and some other stuff that are pretty straightforward. For the most part, I'm not going to take a lot of time on this. Something that I did want to show off here is going to be the seasonal section. So this is going to show off pretty much everything that, so this section is going to pretty much show off everything that is available. You should be able to buy it for real money silver at any point during the season. Wow, new Dune Marcher skin. Looks pretty nice, actually. So if you wanted any one of these different items, new ornament for the World Line, actually. That's pretty surprising. Just going to quickly go through these. This is the Outstringer. Yeah, I love how it says whether or not I have it. Oh, that's beautiful. I like that. That's a good system improvement for it. You got a lot of stuff here. I'm not going to go through each one of them, but I'm going to try to go through the ones that I think are interesting. That's pretty cool. That looks dope as hell. I mean, pretty straightforward. Lots of emotes here. I couldn't possibly go through each one of them. This doesn't look like everything, though. It really doesn't look like everything, and I really wanted to see the Eververse sets. Man, Titans really got screwed over with the Eververse armor this season, huh? If I was on my Hunter, I'd be like, check this out, this is a great set, but the Titan looks like the drug addict, unfortunately. Hey, a new Sunshot ornament. That's pretty nice. Energy Overload! That's actually, is that universal for Titans as well? That's pretty cool. And finally, Hawthorne's inventory, talking about the weekly raid challenges. First up for the Last Wish raid, we have Keep Out will be in the Vault Encounter. Just keep all the Yellow Health Knights out of the center circle area. As for the Scourge of the Past raid, we have All for One, One for All. In the encounter before the boss fight, so the first section of the boss area, every single person has to dunk each one of the 3 different colored buffs to complete this challenge. And finally, we have the Crown of Sorrows, which is again going to be in the first section of the boss area, but not the boss fight itself. In this encounter, you have to break the Deception Shield 5 times, and each time you can damage him. And that's it. I hopefully covered most, if not all, of the things that are available and new to this season. On top of that, there are so many different things. If you want to know what is new for Season of the Worthy, there is a patch notes that Bungie released on their website. I'll try to leave it in the description down below, but they've buffed and nerfed and changed so many different things. Exotic armors, subclass stuff, even changes to like minimal things we didn't even know about. They're changing arc web, making that less effective in PvP. They're changing so many different things. Mr. French Toast, I love the names on PC. But check that out if you want to know all the stuff. I haven't read through it because it is a very long list. But anyways, that's going to be the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if I missed something in the comments down below. And then make sure you check out my Twitch live stream, which should be available right after I finish this reset video. But that's it. My name is Dychronic, and I will see you guys on the next one.